Yo, what's up guys, you're back with TechNick, and today we have another speed test, this time between the Oppo Find X2 Pro and the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. The Oppo Find X2 Pro comes paired with a Snapdragon 865 processing chip and 12 gigs of RAM. That is the minimum variant that you can get for the Find X2 Pro. The Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra, on the other hand, also has a Snapdragon 865 processing chip and 12 gigs of RAM, the version that I have anyway since it is a Korean version. Here are the hardware specs of both phones. Feel free to hit pause over there if you'd like to see that in more detail. We have also updated the software on both phones, including the GPU drivers. We have 120 Hz on both panels, so we're going to keep that. And we cannot enable QHD Plus on the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra because it reverts to 60 Hz. But we can keep QHD Plus on the Find X2 Pro because you can use high resolution and 120 Hz on the Find X2 Pro. We're going to disable all animations over here on both phones to keep things accurate. I'm going to be using my fingers throughout the speed test, so to keep things accurate, we're going to pop GoPro footage at the bottom left-hand corner. Keep your eyes out for that one. Guys, this is TechNick, and without further ado, let's go. We're going to start here with round one. Round one consists of a boot test, fingerprint, and initial app opening. So the S20 Ultra actually boots faster, 5 seconds quicker than the X2 Pro. Initially going into the phone though, the X2 Pro snags the points over there. First points in round one. Both have 1 point in round one each, since the Oppo refreshed its app icons quicker when initially opening up the phone. We have an ultrasonic fingerprint sensor on the Samsung and an optical one on the Oppo. The Oppo is quicker on all 3 times. I did slow this clip down considerably, but only by a hair of a second over there. So it gets its second and final points in round one. Moving to round two over here, make sure all those apps are cleared and high performance modes are still on. We're going to go from camera to PUBG for round 2, PUBG back to camera for round 3 to set up reopening speed, and round 4 will be all about RAM management. So I have actually angled the phones over here so that we can actually test with the back cameras. Let me know if you guys do prefer this. I usually use the selfie cam, but you're going to be using those back cameras a hell of a lot more. The Oppo actually took the picture quicker. Well, they took very similar times in taking the picture, but the Oppo switched to its ultra wide lens a lot quicker. The Oppo also has less of a field of view with ultra wide, but it seems to focus a lot better than the Samsung. That was just something interesting I thought I would pop in for you there. Over here, we're going into the gallery. Opened up pretty quickly on both phones, but the S20 Ultra opened up the picture slightly faster. When it opens up the calculator here, the Find X2 Pro snags that point. Just doing a sum over here for RAM management in round 4 to see if things are staying the same when reopening the app. When we go into the phone, we had the Oppo grab that as well as the settings over there. Going into the internet speed test though, the S20 Ultra snags its second point in round 2, making it just 2 points behind the Oppo Find X2 Pro. Now we're going to be doing an internet speed test here, and we are not going to be focusing on download and upload speed because that is not so consistent, but we're going to focus on how long it actually takes to do the speed test over here, and it was 3 seconds quicker on the Find X2 Pro to run the internet speed test, so it got its 5th point over there. But opening up Spotify, the S20 Ultra snagged that point. Going into Photoshop Express over here, we had the S20 Ultra open it up faster once again. Things were too similar to call over there in an earlier round, and then we had the Oppo opening up the picture on Photoshop slightly quicker than the Samsung. They both exported it really similarly over there, so neither of them got a point. We're going to go into Rush over here where the S20 Ultra opens up Rush faster, but both of them open up the project exactly the same. We're going to be exporting a 4K 25 frames per second clip. We have a percentage of real time and sped up time at the bottom right hand corner. We got 16 seconds for the S20 Ultra as opposed to 21 seconds, 5 seconds slower on the Find X2 Pro over there when exporting a 4K clip. I must say that exporting clips have gotten a lot better on all Snapdragon 865 phones with recent software updates, upgrading the drivers of the Snapdragon 865 and Adreno 650 chipsets in their software updates. I'm saying this because previously on Rush to export the same clip, it was taking over a minute on Android phones with the latest Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 processing chip. Now it's taking around 20 seconds, so that's good to see. We're on YouTube over here, and if you guys were wondering how I do this test, I actually slow down the clip considerably. If you are new to the channel and you don't know much about this, I slow down the clip 4, 5, 6 times to check which one gets the points. If it is only a millisecond between the two phones, I don't allocate a point at all because things are too close to call. If it is only a millisecond or 2 milliseconds, but it is obvious, you could clearly see which one opened up the app faster, I do allocate a point. If they are exactly the same time, I don't allocate a point. We have a timer, a countdown timer at the bottom left-hand corner underneath the GoPro footage at the bottom left over there, counting down to the next round. So far, we are on pretty much even Steven points here, just 1 point ahead on the Find X2 Pro. Going into our first game over here, Subway Surfers. Let's see who's going to take it. The S20 Ultra slightly went in faster. It looked very similar over there, but it was definitely 6 or 7 milliseconds between the two devices. Both on 11 points apiece. This is the main round, round 2. It was too similar to call, opening up flip diving. So we're going to go into our second last game over here, second last app of round 2, opening up Temple Run 2. The Samsung seems to be going slightly fast over here. Let's see if it grabs an extra point, going 1 point ahead of the Find X2 Pro, and it does. There we go. 12 points on the S20 Ultra as opposed to 11 points on the Find X2 Pro. 1 point ahead there, 1 app left. Let's see what happens with PUBG. I'm going to speed it up a little bit so I don't keep you guys here all day. So sped up over there. The Find X2 Pro clocks out at 16 seconds as opposed to 2 seconds later, 18 seconds on the S20 Ultra, grabbing its 12th and final points in round 2. Both 12 even points in round 2. I'm really surprised with that, since the Find X2 Pro absolutely demolished the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro, and the Samsung beat the Mi 10 Pro as well. So it will be really interesting to see. These are currently the 2 fastest phones I currently have at the moment. It'll be really interesting to see how it goes. Round 3 is not about RAM management at all, guys. We're going to focus on how fast we can reopen all the apps we just went into. It has nothing to do with RAM management because we're going in the exact opposite direction. We're not doing a loop. We didn't go from PUBG and then back to camera. We went from PUBG and then opened up PUBG again and went backwards. So this is just about reopening speed. If your phone has a very little bit of RAM, it should have still kept this amount of apps open on your phone when reopening apps going in an opposite direction, as I am doing here. We have the Oppo just 1 point ahead of the S20 Ultra. Plenty of ties in round 3 over here. As you guys can see, many of the apps are reopening at the exact same time on both devices. So not many points have been allocated so far in round 3, though the Oppo Find X2 Pro opened up a rush slightly quicker over there. Both of them killed Photoshop Express over there. We had to go back into it for the RAM management test in round 4. We're going to open up Spotify here, too similar to call. Going into the speed test, though, the Find X2 Pro opens that up slightly faster. Settings, too close to call. Going into the phone app over here, the S20 Ultra actually snags it, just 3 points behind the Find X2 Pro now in round 3. Gonna go into gallery, the S20 Ultra grabs its next point, just 2 points behind, and camera was too close to call since one of them opened it up quicker, the other one loaded it quicker, so it was even Stevens there. Round 4 now, it's all about RAM management. I've sped it up, as you guys can see at the bottom right hand corner, to 200%, so I don't keep you guys here forever. This is about 1 minute and 30 seconds. I've killed it to about 45 seconds of round 4 here. We're just checking RAM management. This has nothing to do with speed. We just want to see how many apps these phones can actually keep running in the background. Guys, bear in mind that a 4 gig of RAM iPhone can keep this amount of apps open in the background too. So the RAM between 8 gigs and 12 gigs does not matter at all over here, but we have 2 12 gig phones over here, so it's definitely even in that round. 0 points in round 4 for both. 20 points total for the Find X2 Pro as opposed to 17 total points on the S20 Ultra. I'm really impressed with the Oppo over here, dethroning the S20 Ultra as king of my channel in speed test so far. I cannot wait to test the X2 Pro against other upcoming phones, so stay tuned for that, guys. And until next time, this is TechNick.